invite the lead pastor of Global Harvest Outer Ring Road. Saints of God, welcome with me our keynote speaker for today, Reverend Niyi, Ladokun.
Thank you all. How are you doing? How's your neighbor doing? Are they smiling? If they're not, change neighbors. Please be seated. I will try not to take too long. Because when I have 3 minutes left, let me know. So you're my timekeeper. I want to appreciate the discovery. Pastor Mayowa, please appreciate him. Kenny, Miss Kenny, appreciate Kenny, and the entire team. Thanks for having me here. This is not one of those days when I like to have another meeting on the Saturday. Third Saturdays, I usually have a leadership event in the evening, so I don't take any other meeting. But for whatever reason, Kenny was very convincing. So I've said yes before I realized it. But I'm happy to be here, and I just have a few thoughts to share. It's interesting that we're looking at enhancing church harmony online, and we're focusing on digital integration for vibrant evangelism. Now, the truth of the matter is that once upon a time, we were essentially three-dimensional beings. Okay? So we are spirits, we have a soul, we live in a body. 3 dimensions. Those who are not saved or born again live in 2 dimensions. They live in the dimension of the soul and the dimension of the body, because the spirit is dead. So whatever experience they have of the supernatural is second-hand, handed over. So they can't have the first-hand experience of the supernatural, except, they will ask, go to a prophet or go to somebody, please pray for us. Mommy, please pray for me. They will not feel the confidence to approach God because they don't have a first-hand encounter with that realm. But as the digital ecosystem began to evolve, we realized that we're now in 4 dimensions. The digital ecosystem is not just a thing, it's a world. That was what Zuckerberg was trying to speak into when he invested billions in the metaverse. But he couldn't quite encapsulate it, because even though it is an entirely different dimension, it's a dimension that rides upon one of the dimensions. Okay? So we have the spirit, we have the soul, we have the body. The digital ecosystem is another dimension that rides on the soul. Okay, it rides on the soul, but it's another dimension in itself. It exists in a world all of its own. It has its own currency. It has its own ways of being. Now, this digital foray, or whatever we might call it, has made the world to begin to move so fast. Faster than we can imagine, faster than we could have thoughts, Right now we have the full deployment of AI, artificial intelligence, and you might not know, but there is a lot of jitters in the technology world because AI is becoming sentient. Okay? Sentience implies that it's able to think and to feel. It's able to develop a mind of its own. So you can tell it, snap Silas, and say no. Because he can think. Silas is not who I want to snap. I will snap TJ. Now it's given to think. It was not supposed to think. It was supposed to do whatever you tell it to do. But you see, there are certain things that it's like an avalanche. Better don't start it. Once you start it, you never know how far it will go. Once you start it, you don't know how much it can do. But we started it already. And to compound matters, we have Apple Vision Pro. You see, before then, we're dealing with things like virtual reality. But this is beyond virtual reality. This is spatial computing. Okay? Virtual reality, basically, you have to wear this thing that takes you into the metaverse, as it were, and you can do some engagements in there. But it is not real. But spatial computing is a different matter altogether. With spatial computing, when I'm wearing the Apple Vision Pro, I can be doing things and feeling it. So it has an add-on that you wear that makes you feel. So that if I hug you spatially, I will feel it like I'm hugging you. Are you with me? So the challenge is, technology has become so easy to deploy, it has become so ubiquitous that we would say sociology, it's everywhere, that we need to stop, pause, and ask ourselves, why? Before you jump on any technological bandwagon, and if you know me, I used to love to jump on anything tech, anything tech, and the thing was taking my money. But then you need to pause and ask yourself, why am I getting on this bandwagon? What am I to achieve by this? Social media is powerful. Everybody today is a media house. If what you can do today, it used to cost CNN millions to be able to do. If something is happening, right now we are streaming, isn't it? Years ago, you had to call NTA or BCOS. They have to come and capture you. Okay, so you see, before the OB van, they first come capture you, go to the editing sheet, edit it, and then you can see it at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. news. And if you are very well moneyed, 9 p.m. network news. I would be. Then it came to a time they had these OB vans. Big, mighty things that they drive around. And so when they capture an event like this, they can stream it live to every terrestrial television in the neighborhood. Are you with me? Of course, it first goes to the station, then the station broadcasts it out. But today, right here, right now, with a smartphone, we can tell people what is happening anywhere. So you're a media house now. Do you realize that? You're a competitor with CNN right now. You might not realize it with just your phone. But then you need to ask yourself, why? Why this technology? Why social media? Why this platform? So, it was saying the other time how that at a certain point in time, churches were not on TikTok, they were not on Snapchat, yet younger people were there. Okay? Telegram was popularized by the uprising because people realized they could communicate with encryption. So the government doesn't know what they're saying to one another. Okay? And that is how they mobilized for the Arab uprising. And since then, several nations are clamping down on certain technologies because they want to get in it, because they have gotten into emails. Even if they tell your emails are encrypted, it's not true. Some algorithm is reading through your email looking for keywords. If they find a keyword, they have read your mail before they get there. Your antivirus software tells you are protected. No, you are not protected. You are vulnerable to them. So they know your passwords. They know your every detail. And they can sell it to the highest bidder without telling you. And you never will know. They sell it on the dark web. So, okay, the dark web, that's another thing. So why do we use technology? Technology, media, whatever it is, exists to create connections. Okay? We're going somewhere, we're talking about G10 evangelism. Exists to do what? To create connections. It is not just for content, not just for the creation and the consumption of content. It is for what? Connections. That's it. People are looking for connections. They are not just looking for content. The content is meant to create a connection or to connect. So if I say, watch me get ready. Okay? I'm saying to you, there are people who would like to see how someone like me gets ready so that they feel normal. Okay? And when they feel normal, you become connected. They feel that they are subscribed to a membership, a partnership, or something. Everybody wants to belong. Everybody wants to belong. So when I consume your content as a content creator, when I, the consumer, consume your content, I am seeking a connection with you. So if you understand that, it will shape how you create your content. Now, all those silly content you see online, those guys understand that. We in the church, largely Negroes, we just think we are enjoying content. There's a music that is trending. And because I want my video to trend, I overlay with that music. So the connection is not to my content, the connection is to the creator of the music. It's what we do when we want to do a meeting and we're thinking we need to fill up this place. Who are the musicians who can fill up the place? So we invite the musicians. Okay? One, they say, don't you find that people are looking too hard at you. Now, the people you are going to have are their fans. People seeking a connection with them through their content. They are not going to connect with your content. But your room will be full. They will enjoy the content of the person they came to connect with, and then they will leave. Are you with me? So, if we're going to get better at doing this, we need to understand there are people like us out there who really want what we have. There are people who think you are awesome. There are people who think your content is to die for. Okay? And they really want to go out of their way to die for your content. They want to go out of their way to engage. But don't forget, this ecosystem rides on one of the dimensions, the mind. It's an entirely new ecosystem where it rides on the mind. You must find a way to think like a thing. Imagine I want to catch a fish. And different fishes have different kind of needs. So I will not say because I like apple and ophiocha, I am going to put that on the hook. They will not eat it. They like worms. They like, some fish like to eat fish. Okay? Some like to eat chicken. Some the scent of blood. You know, you give the fish what will attract the fish, not what will attract. So many times you post content, you're wondering, you want Namirein's fans to connect with you, but you don't have Namirein's appeal. Am I getting my question? So they don't connect with you. To build your own fan base, you have to authentically present your content, push your content, and eventually say, aha, this is what I've been looking for. Oh, that is what needs breakthrough in the media world. There are people, there are about 8 billion people on the face of the earth. Somebody said recently that if 99% of the world does not like you, know what that implies? About 100 million people will like you. Imagine that 100 million people, okay, let's say it's 99.9% that don't like you. You have about 1 million people who like you. Anybody here in business, you have 1 million clients, how is business? So I usually tell people that If anything, if anything relieves your headache, it will relieve the headache of at least 1 million people globally. So whatever solution works for you, it will work for somebody else. So Jesus works for Israel. If you present Jesus in the same authentic fashion that it worked for you, there are at least 1 million people who connect with you. But you need to get into their mind, get into their zone. I cannot be looking for lion in the Bible. If I need lion, if I want to see lion in the wild, it does not exist in the Bible. Where will I find lion? I will find lion in the Sahel or in the Savannah. They are never in rainforest or mangrove forest. They are never in the desert, but they can be found in the Sahel or in the Savannah. So if I go somewhere in Bauchi, I might meet you, I might. But if I go to Nairobi, I will definitely find one. Are you with me? If I go to Tanzania, I will find one. If I go to Zambia, I will find one. So if I feel that it's a certain demographic I want to reach, I have to get out of my zone and get into it. So I'm saying to you, you need to connect with your content. You need to understand what is behind it. So Jesus is working for you like he's working for me. He will work for at least 1 million people who will get in touch with you, who will connect with you. And for those people, you want to prepare content that is authentic so that you can ride on the appeal. Now, I need to say something about artificial intelligence before I move on. The AI is powerful, it's beautiful, like I said. It's simplifying a lot of things. I mean, with AI now, as I'm talking, people can hear me in French, real time, they can hear me in Spanish, they can hear me speak Urdu, and all those kind of beautiful languages globally. But automation generally leads to impersonalization. Okay? Automation generally leads to what? Impersonalization. Now, AI is trying to cut the line, trying to make it as seamless as possible. So that, for example, if I'm speaking French, even though I'm speaking English, and you are hearing French, the emotions that I convey is about the same. But it's not the same. So, a Yoruba man will say, shoot, 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 isn't it? As I was saying, has. Now, when I do shoot, AI cannot do has. AI will do shoot. That communicates in different things to the Hausa. That's impossible. That begins to create disconnection rather than connection. Long and short, you need empathy. You need to feel, the ability to feel in your content creation. You want to give authentic content for people to come to Christ. It has to be something that connects with them, that empathizes with them. And so use AI. Don't get me wrong, use AI, but don't lose that personal touch. Don't lose that personal feel. Otherwise, I mean, some of us, Google has tried, so we use Google Map and the navigation. But you know, even the Yoruba one does not sound Yoruba. If I want to prescribe to TJ, I will not use that voice. The voice is Yoruba, but it's not Yoruba, because when he calls from the streets, you wonder whether he's from Jamaica or somewhere, the way he's calling some of those streets. And so when I'm trying to connect using a digital platform, the end user will know whether they are talking to an AI or they are talking. So recently, they was tried out in Germany, they tried to get AI to preach a message. And he preached. AI preached. But the people who tested it said they had no soul. Even they said, powerful, created a nice message, preached that nice message, but there was no soul in the message. So, AI is a great tool, but AI cannot preach the gospel. Because the gospel must be preached by people. a human being. Romans chapter 10 verse 15 says, how shall they preach except they are sent? We must be sent. AI cannot be sent. It's not human. The gospel writes on the back of people. And that leads me to something I don't want you to forget. People are the most advanced technology that exists. People that are the most advanced technology. They are the technology that creates other technology. So in your creation of content, bank on people. The input that people will put, sometimes they're like, I've automated everything I do. I don't need salaries anymore, I don't need optimistic anymore. I can do without them. Yeah, you can do without them, but the content will not do what they will do. They can carry the oil of the anointing that brings transformation. AI can't. AI will generate noise, content, but the content will not connect. And yet, the connection we seek is to connect people to God. Okay? And the beautiful thing there is that people will outlast every technology that exists. People endure it. The most powerful supercomputer, it still pales in comparison to the power of the human brain. The human brain is awesomely complex. Able to know things, able to connect with its maker. We are as awesome as the one who made us. We're in his image. So focus your content creation on people, not on things, or people. Issues that concern people, problems that people have, relationships, people, technologies that people use. When you focus your content on people, and by people I mean not yourself. You can't create content for yourself. You're already connected with yourself. You create content for people. Don't create what you enjoy. Create what you bring them into saving knowledge of Christ. Okay? So therefore, your choice of the media platform or the digital platform is determined by the kind of people you intend to reach. So when we were talking about Snapchat, TikTok, and all of that, it was because of the demographic that we wanted to reach. So I discovered, for example, that I'm getting older. Can you imagine? They old me. Instead of getting younger. And so I have my largest followings on Facebook. Old people. And then followed by Instagram. Twitter, I don't have the energy. Before I was trying better on Twitter, I post every week. My impressions on Twitter are almost zero. Because I don't know how to fight. You know, when you're on Twitter, you must know how to fight a bit. You must know how to throw something crazy out there and then, you know. But I'm not on TikTok, I'm not. I don't feel the need to I don't feel the need to take the kind of content I create as of now to give to that audience. But see, some other people have taken my content and put it on TikTok. Okay? And people can relate with me because they're able to take, there are people who listen to me, are able to take part of what I say that appeals to the people they connect with. And they use that content to further their connection with the people they connect with. That's why some people have built YouTube, whatever, pages and channels, posting other people's content. They are making a lot of money posting other people's content simply by being a conduit, making it easier for some people to get through to some people. So when you listen to their content, you already know their ideology. So when you engage with that content, you are not really engaging with you on the speakers they are connecting you with. It is the central ideology that unites those speakers. Okay? When you are on the platform of Maverick City, or you are on the platform of the tribe, you know, tribe music, you are actually connecting with the ideology of worship, not necessarily with the individual singers. Okay? All right, so I said number one, you connect. Number two, focus. To make this work, we've got to focus. So the greatest challenge of the preponderance of media platforms and digital platform is the ability to focus. It's tough. So weekly when I post, I generate content weekly. When I post it, I post across about 6 or 7 platforms. And sometimes, so later in the day I come, okay, I'm trying to check, and this is distracting me, that is distracting me. So try to follow up and keep up. It's not my forte. I just have not time to get a social media manager. I have not. But it's not my forte, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. So you have to like every statement, you can't like likes, otherwise I'll be liking likes also. But you're pulled everywhere many times. And this is why I say focus. See, there's a quote that says many roads lead to the market, isn't it? But if you take all the roads, you will never get to the market. So if we want to achieve digital integration for brand evangelism, we can't use all the platforms. Okay, let me put it a better way. All of us will not be able to use all of the platforms. We will have to choose what is working for us. I know fantastic photographers who are not on Instagram. They have their websites and they're sharing their work on Google Ads, pushing their work, and they have fantastic portfolios and great clients all over the world, and they live off of photography full time. But they're not on Instagram. Now, you must get on. There used to be Tumblr, there used to be. Is Tumblr still existing? Wow. Pinterest. What? Who knows my space? How did you guys know my space? How did you know my space? You read about it? Oh. You had in my space, like, how old are you? I don't answer. What? You have 5 questions. High 5. Is this place? Okay. No, there's some of those, whatever. Okay, I have 5 minutes. Thank you. See, I think you warned me. Otherwise, my keynote will be covered. So focus. Focus on the message, number 1. Number 2, focus on the tribe. Remember I said earlier on that these guys who pull other people's stuff, it's an ideology they are selling. Okay? Every media station or media organization is selling an ideology. Fox is an ideology, CNN is an ideology, DW is an ideology, NHK is an ideology, NPR is an ideology, Reuters ideology. Everyone is selling an ideology. You're a media house. You have an ideology. That ideology is rooted in the past. But that ideology implies that you have chosen your sources and you are faithful to your sources. Can't just go. When we look at the page, we will not be able to engage because we don't know where you are. So we know you sell Jesus Christ. Sell him well. You don't need Alibiba to sell Jesus Christ. Okay? Sell Jesus with those whose ideology align with yours. And then this also implies that in your interaction, in your liking, commenting, and following, you are doing it within your tribe. People will think like, no, I'm doing so well with this. It's because it's important that you protect what you are receiving yourself when it comes to content, because it's garbage in, garbage out. The input determines the output regardless of the processor. Okay? You're a good person, but if you listen to bad input, you produce bad output. He said, do not deceive, evil communication corrupts good manners. So yes, you are configured to be good, to be right, but if you keep hearing what you shouldn't hear, the way to ensure the algorithm always passes you what belongs to your tribe is only like and comment on what is your tribe. What represents your ideology. That way to be easy, anybody who interacts with you will find Christ, because the thread will be there to show. So it's okay to interact with other tribes, you want to know what is happening, whatever, but make sure your interaction with your own tribe is the strongest. Don't go liking like 7, 8 churches every morning. Like Discovery Force, like Global Harvest. Do you get it? Because we're one ideology. And then our associated churches who say the same thing. So your feed will always be populated by something that reinforces your faith and belief. Proverbs 4:23 says to guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues that govern life. So my parting shot, number one, let's make a difference in the intermediate ecosystem. Let's use it that 4th dimension. Let's make a difference. Number two, let's win souls for Christ. Let's use the technologies and platforms at our disposal to preach Christ, to disciple converts, and to proclaim the kingdom of God. And finally, let's change the world. God bless you.